This question is important and incredibly common. If you're 70 and wondering if it's normal to wake up multiple times a night to go to the bathroom, you're certainly not alone. Ideally, at any age, the goal is 6 to 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep. But the reality at 70 is very different for most people. A recent study by the National Sleep Foundation found that nearly 70% of adults over 65 in the United States have this problem. And this is what worries me the most. Most of them never talk to their doctors about it. They simply accept the sleepless nights, the constant interruptions, and the exhaustion that follows them throughout the day. Let me tell you the truth right now. Waking up more than twice a night to pee isn't just about age. It's about something deeper going on inside your body. Today, we're going to answer that question using the latest research from Harvard Medical School and the Mayo Clinic. By the end of this video, you'll know the golden number doctors use to determine what's normal for your age. More importantly, you'll discover why understanding this number could be the key to finally getting a good night's sleep. Before we get started, I want to hear from you. Leave your age and location in the comments below. And tell me, how many times do you wake up each night? I read every comment and I'm here to help. Understanding. Nighttime urination. What doctors consider normal. So what exactly are we talking about when we say nighttime urination is becoming a problem? In medical terms, doctors call this condition nocturia. It is defined as waking up 2 or more times during your main sleep period, specifically to urinate. Notice I said 2 or more times. That detail matters more than you might think because it helps doctors separate what is normal aging from what needs medical attention. Here is where things get interesting, and this is the golden number I promised you earlier. The answer actually changes based on your age. If you are between 50 and 60 years old, waking up 0 to 1 time per night is considered completely normal. Your bladder should still be holding enough capacity to get you through most of the night. Between 60 and 70 years old, 1 to 2 times per night falls within the acceptable range. Your body is changing and some adjustment is expected. But here is the crucial part. If you are over 70 years old, 2 times per night is still within normal limits. However, if you are getting up 3 or more times regularly, that is when doctors recommend you coming in for an evaluation. Now, you might be wondering where these numbers come from. A landmark study published in the Journal of Urology in 2019 followed over 5,000 adults aged 65 and older for 3 years. The researchers found that the average person in this age group woke up approximately 1.8 times per night to urinate. But averages only tell part of the story. What really matters is how these nighttime trips affect your daily life. Mayo Clinic emphasizes something that often gets overlooked in these conversations. The number itself is less important than the impact on your quality of life. If you are waking up twice a night but falling back asleep easily and feeling rested in the morning, that might be perfectly fine for you. However, if those nighttime bathroom trips leave you exhausted, anxious about drinking water in the evening, or unable to fall back asleep, then it is time to take action regardless of whether you hit that magic number or not. Let me explain why this happens in the first place, because understanding the mechanism helps you know what you can control. As we age, 3 main changes occur in our bodies. First, our bladder capacity naturally decreases. The bladder muscle becomes less elastic, meaning it cannot hold as much urine as it did when you were younger. Second, our bodies produce less of a hormone called ADH or antidiuretic hormone, especially at night. This hormone tells your kidneys to concentrate urine and produce less of it while you sleep. When ADH levels drop, your kidneys keep producing urine at the same rate they do during the day. Third, the sphincter muscles that control urine flow weaken over time, making it harder to hold larger amounts comfortably. Let me share a story that brings all of this together. Margaret is a 68-year-old retired teacher from Ohio who came to see me last year. She was waking up 4 to 5 times every single night for nearly 6 months. The exhaustion was affecting everything in her life. She felt tired all day, became anxious every evening as bedtime approached, and had actually stopped drinking water after 3 in the afternoon because she was so desperate for relief. When we ran her tests, we discovered something Margaret had no idea about. She had type 2 diabetes that was not being managed properly. Her blood sugar levels were spiking throughout the day and night, forcing her kidneys to work overtime filtering excess glucose from her blood. This created much more urine than normal. Once we got her blood sugar under control with medication and dietary changes, and once she learned the right way to manage her fluid intake, something remarkable happened. Within just 6 weeks, Margaret went from 4 or 5 trips per night down to just 1 or 2. She told me she felt like she had her life back. Margaret's story illustrates something critical that I want you to remember. The number of times you wake up at night is just a symptom. The real question is always what is causing it. That is what we are going to explore together in the next section. 7. Hidden reasons you're running to the bathroom at night. Now that you understand what is normal for your age, the natural next question is this. What is actually causing you to wake up so many times? The answer is rarely simple, and that is actually good news because it means there are multiple ways to address the problem. Let me walk you through the 7 most common culprits that send older adults to the bathroom night after night. Reason number 1 is enlarged prostate, or what doctors call benign prostatic hyperplasia. According to Harvard Medical School, approximately 50% of men over 60 years old develop this condition. The prostate gland sits right below the bladder and surrounds the urethra like a donut. As it enlarges with age, it squeezes the urethra and makes it harder for your bladder to empty completely. Some urine remains trapped inside, so your bladder fills up again more quickly than it should. The telltale signs include a weak urine stream, feeling that your bladder never quite empties, and having to strain to get urine flowing. Try eliminating caffeine after 2 in the afternoon and start doing Kegel exercises to strengthen your pelvic floor muscles. Most importantly, schedule an appointment with a urologist to discuss treatment options. The second major cause is overactive bladder, and this one affects women more than men. A comprehensive UCLA study in 2020 found that 40% of women over 65 experience overactive bladder symptoms. The bladder muscle contracts involuntarily and unpredictably, creating sudden, intense urges to urinate even when your bladder is not actually full. This can happen multiple times during both day and night. Bladder training exercises can significantly improve these symptoms by gradually increasing the time between bathroom visits. Also, reduce bladder irritants like tomatoes, spicy foods, citrus fruits, and artificial sweeteners from your diet. Diabetes and high blood sugar rank as the third leading cause of excessive nighttime urination. The American Diabetes Association estimates that 25% of adults over 65 are living with diabetes, and many do not even know it yet. When your blood sugar levels rise too high, your kidneys go into overdrive trying to filter out the excess glucose. They dissolve the sugar in water and flush it out as urine, creating a constant cycle of thirst and urination that continues around the clock. Watch for excessive thirst that never seems satisfied, frequent urination during both day and night, persistent fatigue even after sleeping, and unexplained weight loss. Your doctor should check your HbA1c level, aiming to keep it below 7% for older adults. Managing diabetes through diet, medication, and regular exercise can dramatically reduce nighttime urination within just a few weeks. Heart failure and fluid retention create the fourth pattern of nighttime urination. Mayo Clinic researchers have documented how heart problems lead to this issue. When your heart is not pumping efficiently, fluid accumulates in your lower body during the day due to gravity. Your ankles and legs swell up. But when you lie down at night, that accumulated fluid redistributes throughout your body and gets reabsorbed into your bloodstream. Your kidneys then filter this extra fluid out, producing large amounts of urine in the middle of the night. Look for swelling in your feet and ankles, shortness of breath when lying flat, and sudden weight gain of several pounds in just a few days. Treatment involves reducing your sodium intake below 2,000 milligrams per day and taking diuretic medications as prescribed to help eliminate excess fluid before bedtime. Medications, particularly diuretics, are the fifth common cause. Water pills like Lasix increase urine production intentionally, but the timing matters greatly. Blood pressure medications and some antidepressants can also affect your bladder. Talk to your doctor about adjusting when you take these medications, perhaps switching them to morning instead of evening. Never stop any medication without medical guidance, as this could be dangerous. Sleep apnea is the sixth surprising culprit behind frequent nighttime urination. The National Sleep Foundation reports that 70% of people with sleep apnea also experience nocturia. When you stop breathing during sleep, oxygen levels drop and your body produces extra hormones that increase urine production. Signs include loud snoring, waking up with a gasping sensation, and feeling sleepy during the day despite spending enough hours in bed. Finally, evening fluid intake is the seventh and perhaps most controllable cause. The golden rule is simple. Stop drinking large amounts of water after 6 in the evening. If you feel thirsty, take only small sips totaling less than 4 ounces after dinner. Avoid soup-watery fruits like watermelon alcohol and all caffeine in the evening hours. Instead, concentrate your 64 ounces of daily water intake during the morning and afternoon. Warning signs you should never ignore. While most cases of nighttime urination are manageable with simple lifestyle changes, there are certain warning signs that demand immediate medical attention. I want to be very clear about this, because knowing when to seek help could literally save your life. The last thing I want is for you to dismiss something serious as just normal aging when it is actually your body crying out for help. Here are 8 red flags that mean you need to see your doctor right away. First, if your nighttime bathroom trips suddenly increase dramatically, like going from 1 time per night to 4 or 5 times within just a few weeks, something has changed in your body that needs investigation. This kind of sudden shift is not normal aging. It could signal an infection, uncontrolled diabetes, or heart problems that are getting worse. Second, if you experience pain or burning when you urinate, this often indicates a urinary tract infection or bladder infection that requires antibiotics. Left untreated, these infections can spread to your kidneys and become life-threatening, especially for older adults whose immune systems are not as robust. Third, blood in your urine is always a serious warning sign that requires immediate evaluation. Even if it only happens once and goes away, you still need to get checked because it could indicate kidney stones infections or in some cases bladder or kidney cancer. Fourth, lower back pain or abdominal pain combined with frequent urination might signal kidney problems or bladder issues that need prompt treatment. Fifth, swelling in your legs or feet accompanied by sudden weight gain of 3 to 5 pounds in just a few days is a major red flag for heart failure. Your body is retaining fluid that should be eliminated, and this needs medical management before it becomes a crisis. Sixth, excessive thirst that never feels satisfied, combined with frequent urination both day and night, strongly suggests diabetes or worsening blood sugar control. These symptoms together mean your body is literally flushing out sugar along with precious fluids, creating a dangerous cycle of dehydration. Seventh, a very weak urine stream where you have to strain and push hard to urinate indicates severe prostate enlargement in men or a bladder obstruction that could lead to complete urinary retention. This is a medical emergency waiting to happen. Eighth, if nighttime urination is severely impacting your quality of life, causing you to fall in the dark, leaving you exhausted during the day, or triggering feelings of depression and hopelessness, you deserve medical help regardless of what the numbers say. When you visit your doctor, they will likely order several tests to identify the root cause. A urinalysis checks for infection, blood glucose, and protein in your urine. Blood sugar and HbA1c tests reveal if diabetes is contributing to the problem. Men over 50 should get a PSA test to screen for prostate issues. A bladder ultrasound shows how much urine remains after you empty your bladder and can detect structural problems. Your doctor might also ask you to keep a voiding diary for 3 days, recording every time you urinate, how much you drink, and what you consume. To prepare for your appointment and get the most helpful information, do these 4 things. Track your bathroom trips for 3 to 7 days before your visit, noting the time and approximate amount each time you urinate. Make a complete list of every medication you currently take, including over-the-counter drugs and supplements, as many of these affect urination patterns. Record how much fluid you drink each day and when you drink it, because timing matters enormously. Finally, write down all your questions ahead of time so you do not forget anything important during the appointment. Remember, seeking medical help is not admitting defeat or being weak. It is taking control of your health and giving yourself the best chance at peaceful nights and energetic days. Your body is trying to tell you something through these symptoms. The wisest thing you can do is listen carefully and respond appropriately. Your action plan, starting tonight. We have covered a lot of important information today, so let me bring it all together with a clear action plan you can start implementing right away Remember those golden numbers we discussed at the beginning. If you are between 50 and 60 years old, 0 to 1 bathroom trip per night is completely normal. Between 60 and 71 to 2 times falls within the expected range. And if you are over 72 trips per night, it's still perfectly acceptable. But 3 or more times means it is time to schedule that doctor's appointment. Now, here is your simple 3-step action plan to start reclaiming your nights. This week, begin keeping a voiding diary where you write down every time you urinate how much you drink and what you consume throughout the day. This information will be invaluable whether you decide to see a doctor or make lifestyle changes on your own. Also, starting tonight, stop drinking large amounts of water after 6 in the evening. You can take small sips if you're thirsty, but avoid gulping down full glasses of anything within 3 hours of bedtime. This month, commit to doing Kegel exercises every single day to strengthen those pelvic floor muscles that control your bladder. It only takes 5 minutes, and you can do them anywhere, even while watching television or sitting at your computer. Also, make it a habit to elevate your legs for 30 minutes each afternoon, either by lying down with pillows under your feet or sitting with your legs propped up. This simple practice helps prevent fluid from pooling in your lower body and being released as urine during the night. This quarter, take time to evaluate your progress honestly. Are you sleeping better? Have your nighttime bathroom trips decreased? Do you feel more rested during the day? If you have been diligently following these recommendations for 3 months and still are not seeing improvement, then it is definitely time to make that appointment with your doctor. There is no shame in seeking professional help. In fact, it shows wisdom and self-care. I want you to remember something important. Nocturia is incredibly common among people our age. You are not alone, you are not broken, and you have absolutely nothing to feel embarrassed about. Those small changes we discussed today really can create a big difference in your quality of life. You deserve to sleep peacefully through the night and wake up feeling refreshed and ready to enjoy your day. Before you go, I would love to hear from you. Comment below and tell us how many times you typically wake up at night. Share this video with someone in your life who needs better sleep, whether that is a spouse, friend, or family member. And please hit that subscribe button so you do not miss our upcoming videos with more health tips designed specifically for our generation. Here is to better nights and brighter mornings ahead. Take care of yourself because you truly deserve it. Sleep well tonight